Yeah. So today we are going to discuss the question paper 2025 Botany question paper of CPGET Common PG Entrance Test. So first question is the bacteria with a tuft of flagellum at each pore is called. So if a bacteria contains a single flagellum at one end or one pore, that is called as monotrichous. If the bacteria contains many flagellum at one pore, that is called as lophotrichous. If the bacterium contains flagellum at both the sides or both the poles of the bacteria, that is called as amphitrichous. And if the bacteria contains flagellum all over the surface of the bacteria, that is called as peritrichous. Actually, this question, it came from bacteria, the first chapter of your uh, first semester. So here we see the structure of bacteria. There are two people joining. So here what is the right answer for this question is amphitrichous. The question here is ఇక్కడ అంటే మీకు తెలుగులో ఇంగ్లీష్ లో రెండిట్లో తెలుగులో కూడా చెప్పాలంటే ఒక బ్యాక్టీరియాకి ఒకే ధ్రువం వద్ద ఒకే కశాపం ఉన్నట్లయితే దాన్ని ఏకతంతుకం మోనోట్రైకస్. ఒక ధ్రువం అంటే ఒక వైపు ఒకటి కంటే ఎక్కువ ఫ్లాజెల్లం అంటే ఈ కషాబాలు ఉన్నట్లయితే దాన్ని ఏమంటే లోఫోట్రైకస్ అంట. అలా కాకుండా ఒక బ్యాక్టీరియాకి రెండు వైపులా ఫ్లాజెల్లం ఉన్నట్లయితే దాన్ని లోఫోట్రైకస్. Okay, so this actually I have option here sharing the see here. So there are different types of bacteria. One is the bacteria without flagellum, that is called as atrichous. I think you are able to see. Just for your reference, for the first question, I'm just giving the information because they may ask different questions. They just asked one question about the if the bacteria contains flagellum at both the sides or two poles, that is called as amphitrichous. That is the question they asked. But sometimes they may ask if the bacteria has no flagellum, what is the name? That is called atrichous. And if the bacteria contains a single flagellum at a single pole, that is called as monotrichous. And third one is if the bacteria contains several flagellum at single site. Here, the difference between monotrichous and lophotrichous is in monotrichous there is a single flagellum, but in case of the lophotrichous there are several flagella. And if the flagella are present at the both sides at both poles, that is called as amphitrichous. And if the flagella are present all over the surface of the bacteria, that is called as peritrichous. So they may ask different questions on this topic, and they may also ask questions on the shape of the bacteria. If it is a spherical shaped coccus, if it is rod shaped bacillus, so such kind of questions may come. Okay, and again here we go back to the questions again. See, the first question is, the answer to the first question is amphitrichous because flagellum are present at both the pole or at each pole. So we should very carefully observe the question. So here what they ask, the bacteria with a tuft of flagellum at each pole. They may sometimes ask as both the poles. Okay. And here you can observe in Telugu medium, the translation is wrong. Okay. తెలుగులో ఉన్నట్లయితే వాళ్ళని ఏమంటారంటే ఒక ధ్రువం వద్ద అనేక కషాబాలు అన్నాడు కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ there is a problem in the translation. So you should read, even though you belong to Telugu medium, you must read the question in English also. Okay, so that is the first question. So what I want is we go slowly, we analyze the questions, how they ask. Okay, so here the second question is the angular leaf spot of cotton is caused by the pathogen. So they ask several questions on the plant diseases from the first semester of your degree. Okay. In the first semester, there are different types of the diseases which are caused by virus, bacteria, fungus, all these. So here they ask the question, the angular leaf spot of cotton. So sometimes they may ask black knot disease of the cotton. Angular leaf spot of cotton or black knot of cotton. And there is one more name also, that is blight of cotton. Usually in some books it is not written. They write only about the angular leaf spot or the black knot of cotton. And another name is blight of cotton. అంటే పత్తిలో కోనీయ పత్రాంక తెగులు, దీన్ని నల్లముడి తెగులు అని కూడా అంటారు. Because some of the students they asked me to teach in both Telugu and English media. So I don't know whether other student from Telugu medium background or English medium background, because that person's audio is not working. So I am explaining it. I am trying to explain in both in Telugu and English. Okay. So here you see they gave some interesting options here. One is the Ralstonia solanacearum. I think you might have not read about this. Actually, this is the new name for the Pseudomonas solanacearum. Pseudomonas solanacearum bacteria, which cause a disease in the Solanaceae family. Okay, stem rot disease. Stem rot disease in Solanaceae family members is caused by Pseudomonas solanacearum. The name is also changed here as Ralstonia solanacearum. So this is not the right answer. And another is Xanthomonas citri PV malvacearum. What is PV here? Patho variety or pathogen variety. Since these bacteria are pathogens, each bacteria has some varieties also. For example, Xanthomonas citri PV, that means patho variety citri. There is one more bacteria which causes citrus canker disease. So there are different types of the diseases in your textbook given. Okay, citrus canker is there, and angular leaf spot disease is there, and blight of paddy is also there. So blight of paddy is also caused by Xanthomonas, but that is Xanthomonas varaceae. The blight of paddy is caused by Xanthomonas varaceae. The angular leaf spot of cotton is caused by Xanthomonas citri patho variety malvacearum. That you have to. And here some other pathogens also given, Erwinia, Amylovora. So this you because in your textbook these are not out of the syllabus. Actually, these are all given in your textbook. All the questions come from the textbook only. So you have to go through each and every topic related to plant pathology, plant diseases. So Erwinia amylovora. So Erwinia amylovora, there is one more bacteria, Erwinia keratovora is also there. It causes rot disease in carrot. So here Erwinia amylovora, it causes fire blight disease in the fruits belong to Rosaceae family fruits. For example, apples. In the apple, it causes fire blight disease, Erwinia amylovora. Because why I am explaining all this? Because this time they may ask questions on another type of the pathogen. And Clavibacter michiganensis. This is One more pathogen. So it causes canker in tomato. Canker disease. That means మీకు తెలుసు టొమాటోల మీద అక్కడక్కడ మచ్చలు వస్తాయి, sores in the tomato. That is called as canker of the tomato, which is caused by Clavibacter michiganensis. Because you usually read some material, shortcut materials, they may not explain all this, but these will be there in the textbooks. So you have to know all this for the entrance examinations. They may ask any question from any corner. Okay, so the answer for the question angular leaf spot of cotton is caused by Xanthomonas citri pathovariety malvacearum. If they ask another question like citrus canker is caused by which pathogen, that is Xanthomonas citri pathovariety citri. If they ask one more question like the blight of rice or paddy is caused by Xanthomonas oryzae. So you have to know all this. Next, third question. So all these questions, these are all the previous year question papers, 2025. Okay. So chlorobaculum typidium is a, just they ask the question, what is chlorobaculum typidium? So you know there are different kinds of the bacteria. Green sulfur bacteria, purple sulfur bacteria, purple non-sulfur bacteria, nitrate bacteria. So these are all different types of the bacteria. Here, chlorobaculum in the bacteria, you see nutrition, in the nutrition of the bacteria. You see there are phototrophic bacteria, photoautotrophic bacteria, okay, and photoheterotrophic bacteria. So there are different types of the bacteria. Here, phototrophic bacteria means the bacteria which conduct the photosynthesis, which gets the food by photosynthesis by using the light. These are all the photosynthetic bacteria, green sulfur bacteria, purple sulfur bacteria, and purple non-sulfur bacteria. These are all the photosynthetic bacteria. Photoautotrophic, they are also called as photoautotrophic bacteria. And another is nitrate bacteria. Here, chlorobaculum typidium, which is a green sulfur bacteria. This chlorobium, there is one more bacteria that is called chlorobium. Okay, so and rhodospirillum is there. That is another bacteria. It is not a it does not belong to green sulfur bacteria. Rhodospirillum, it is also photosynthetic, photoautotrophic bacteria. So these bacteria has some pigments. This chlorobaculum contains the chlorophyll, bacterial chlorophyll. So with the help of the bacterial chlorophyll, they perform photosynthesis by using the light. So it is called as photoautotrophic bacteria. So chlorobaculum is a green sulfur bacteria. There is one more bacteria, purple sulfur bacteria, and purple non-sulfur bacteria. So all these bacteria, in fact, they are photoautotrophic bacteria. And there is a difference also. So they may ask some other questions related to this. That is what is the source of hydrogen? Because hydrogen is an electron donor in the photosynthesis here. In the higher plants, in the angiosperms, we see the photosynthesis. There H2O is utilized in the photosynthesis. You know, what are required for the photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide, okay, 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O. That means they require H2O. Plants require H2O for the photosynthesis. But these bacteria, photosynthetic bacteria, they utilize H2S as a source of hydrogen. Here, instead of oxygen, they release sulfur during the photosynthesis. So these bacteria are anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria. That means they don't require oxygen. So they are called as anaerobic bacteria. So here, these bacteria, they utilize H2S instead of the H2O in the photosynthesis, and they release sulfur instead of oxygen. So they are also called as anoxygenic bacteria. Okay, so this information will be useful to you. Okay, when we discuss all the questions, you will know all this, and once the class is over, so you can go back to your first semester textbook and you just read all these. Then you will have a clear idea. Whichever question comes, you can answer confidently. Okay, right. Next, fourth question is, and one more thing I forgot, nitrate bacteria. Actually, the question they asked is Chlorobacillum typhidium. What is Chlorobacillum typhidium? The answer is it is a green sulfur bacteria. And one more thing is, I will share with you this question with the answers. Question paper with the answers I will share with you in the WhatsApp. So there is no problem. You can once again revise all. Okay? And nitrate bacteria, I told you, this is not the answer here, but related to nitrate bacteria also should know what is this bacteria, which is not the photoautotrophic bacteria. It is a heterotrophic bacteria. In fact, there are some bacteria belong to nitrate bacteria. They are symbiotic bacteria. They participate in nitrogen cycle. They convert the ammonium into nitrite, and next nitrate is converted to nitrate. So these bacteria are called as nitrate bacteria, nitrifying bacteria. Okay, what are the nitrate bacteria? They convert the ammonia which is present in the soil. So during the nitrogen fixation, all these are the different steps. Initial step is conversion of the nitrogen into ammonia. Next step is conversion of the ammonium into nitrite, that is NO2 minus. And the next step is conversion of the nitrite, that means NO2 minus, into nitrate, that is NO3 minus. So this bacteria is called as nitrate bacteria. It is not related to this photosynthesis, but it is related to nitrogen fixation or nitrogen cycle. Okay. So next, fourth question is, the viruses causing vein clearing are transmitted through. So here, again, a question related to plant diseases which caused by virus. So there are different viral diseases. One is vein clearing disease in the bendi. Vein clearing disease in the bendi. What is vein clearing disease? అంటే ఈనెలు ఉంటాయి, పత్రాలకు ఈనెలు ఉంటాయి, ఈన్స్. ఆ ఈనెలు తప్ప మిగతా పత్ర భాగం అంతా కూడా ఆకుపచ్చ రంగు కోల్పోతుంది. ఓకే, ఎక్సెప్ట్ ద వీన్స్. The leaf loses the green color. For example, vein clearing disease in bendi. Okay, so here you see which virus is responsible for that. So this disease is caused by a virus that is called as vein clearing virus. How it is transmitted? So because virus usually they require one medium. So if you read the topic, that is transmission of viruses. Viruses are transmitted by different vectors, medium. They may be transmitted from from the diseased plant to the healthy plant through the mechanical instruments, or they may be transmitted through the fungal organisms. They may be transmitted through the viral organisms. Okay, these viral organisms are may be transferred through the flies also, insects also. Here you see white flies. The correct answer is white flies. So this virus responsible to cause the vein clearing disease in bendi is transmitted through the white fly. It is very important. Okay, and So one more thing here, fifth question, that is, zymophages are the viruses that infect. So you see virus, different kinds of the virus. So all these are they, they require a host. Okay, and if they depend on the bacteria, the virus which infect the bacteria are called as bacteriophages. The virus which infect the plants are called as phytophages. The virus which infect the fungus are called as mycophages. And the virus which infect the cyanobacteria are called as cyanophages. And here they ask the question, zymophages. These are the virus which infect the plants is wrong, bacteria is wrong, blue-green algae is wrong, and yeast is right answer. Okay? If the virus which infect the plants are called as phytophages. And the virus which infect the bacteria are called as bacteriophages. And the virus which infect blue-green algae are called as cyanophages. And here the question they asked is zymophage. That means the virus which infect yeast are called as zymo. Right? So next question is, false branching is found in the algae. What is false branch? You know branch, the branch from one main axis, the branches will come out in the algae. Okay? Unbranched or branched algae are there. Spirogyra, for example, it is unbranched. Okay? Ectocarpus is branched algae. Like that, here there are branches. They appear like branches, but they are not real branches. Where they are, so those branches is called as pseudo branching or false branching. Pseudo or false branching, both are same. So where we find here, answer is given. Answer is given. That is a Cytonema, Oscillatoria, Anabina, Nosta. So all these, if you observe, all these belong to cyanobacteria, Cyanophyceae. They are also called as blue-green algae. There are different names for the same organs. The important thing about the Cyanophyceae or blue-green algae or cyanobacteria is they are all the prokaryotes. All the other algae are eukaryotes. అంటే కేంద్రపూర్వక జీవులు, నిజ కేంద్రక జీవులు మనకు తెలుసు. Prokaryotes or eukaryotes. What are the prokaryotes? You know, if there is no nuclear membrane surrounding the nuclear material, that is called as prokaryote. Okay, and if there is a nuclear membrane surrounding the nuclear material, they are called as eukaryote. So here, if you see the Cytonema or Oscillatoria, Anabina, Nosta, all these belong to Cyanophyceae or blue-green algae. But here we see this pseudo branching or false branching only in Cytonema. Why this Cytonema? What we observe, because in these organisms we don't find the sexual reproduction. We find only the asexual reproduction, okay, or vegetative reproduction. Here, if some of the cells, if they die or if they degenerate, in that place, new branch start coming after the division. So that branch is arised only due to the death of some cells in the branch. Wherever there is a degradation or death of the cell, new division takes place and new branch comes. So that is called as pseudo branching or false branching that we observe in the Cytonema. That you should remember. Okay, and And also there are some specific cells we find in the Synophyceae, particularly in the Anabina and Nasta. We don't find them in the Oscillatoria. What are those cells called as? You just tell me after. Okay. Can anybody unmute and interact with me? What are those cells called as? Okay. Next. The algae. Next question is the algae nicknamed as fallen star. Fallen star is the nickname for the here Nostoc, Cara, Laminaria, Volvox. All these algae are given. Out of that, Nostoc is called as fallen star. It is a nickname for the Nostoc. So, what is the specialty about the Nostoc? Why it is called as fallen star? So, usually Nostoc it has the bead-shaped cells in the chain-like form. Okay. So here, in Nostoc, those Nostoc filaments, all these filaments they are embedded in a mucilaginous ball structure. Usually, they are fallen after the rain. Heavy rain, usually they are observed on the surface of the earth. So they are named as the fallen. Okay. Next. In the one more question is the 8-celled stage called a plakia is found in the green algae. So we see here the options they have given as ectocarpus, Cara, Volvox, Polysyphonia. So here we see the correct answer as Volvox. In the Volvox, you see in the asexual reproduction, the first stage, the single cell, it undergoes division, it forms 2-cell, 4-cell stage, and it forms an 8-cell stage. That is called as plakia. And after the divisions, it undergoes inversion and it forms a daughter colony. Within a colony, that is also called as cenobium. The colony of the Volvox is called as cenobium. దీన్ని ఏమంటారంటే సీనోబియం అంటారు. ఇది వాల్వాక్స్ యొక్క కాలనీ. అందులోపల అలైంగిక ప్రత్యుత్పత్తి సెక్షువల్ రిప్రొడక్షన్ వల్ల చిన్న కాలనీస్ ఏర్పడతాయి. వాటిని ఏమంటారంటే డాటర్ కాలనీ, డాటర్ సీనోబియం. A small cenobia called as daughter cenobia are present in the parent cene. They are all produced by the asexual reproduction. So we see this plakia stage there in the Volvox. So another question is the red color of Red Sea is due to the presence of. Here we don't have much time. We have 6 more minutes. So since it is the first day of our coaching classes, so we will finish it today. And in a week we take 3 classes. For example, today is Tuesday, and alternative days we take Thursday 1 more class and Saturdays 1 more. And if it is required, we need more classes, then we will repeat several Zoom classes within the same day as per your convenience and my convenience. And if it is required, we can take more classes in a week also, 5 days, 6 days, 4 days, like that. So depending on your interest and depending on our requirement, we'll modify our schedule. So as of now, next class will be on Thursday and on Saturday, next class. So same time. So if you need anything, you need any suggestions, if you want to give any feedback, you can contact me through the WhatsApp. Okay? You are all, I think you are all present in the WhatsApp group. Okay, and also you ask your friends to join in the WhatsApp group, and all of them to fill the this one, whatever Google form I shared with you. You can share with all your friends and ask. They can also very much welcome to join in this course. This is a free course. Okay. So, okay. The question is the red color of Red Sea is due to the presence of. So, Red Sea, you know, that is present in the Arabian area, and due to the presence of one kind of algae, that sea appears in red color. So here it is given Trichodesmum erythrum, Volvox, Oscillatoria nostra. Here you see Oscillatoria nostra and Trichodesmium erythrum. These three belong to, again they belong to Cyanophyceae or blue-green algae. And Volvox, okay, it is a green algae, chlorophyceae. Okay, so the importance of these three Cyanophyceae algae is they have pigments, phycocyanin and phycoerythrin. Here in Trichodesmium erythrum, the phycoerythrin pigment, which is red colored pigment. So this phycoerythrin and phycocyanin, these are the pigments present in blue-green algae. That is the specialty. Due to the presence of the phycoerythrin in the Trichodesmium erythrum algae, that sea, it appears in red color. So it is named as Red Sea. Okay, you just remember Trichodesmium erythrum. Next, Chloridian starch is the reserve food material found in the algae. In which algae? So there are different kinds of algae. Just now I told you. Chlorophyceae, Pyophyceae, okay, Rhodophyceae. All these are different kinds of the algae. They have different types of the reserve food material. Different kinds of the reserve food materials. If in case of the Chlorophyceae, so in case of the Chlorophyceae, the reserve food material is starch. You know, starch. And in case of the Pyophyceae, that means brown algae. They have the reserve food material that is called as laminarin. Okay, laminarin is the reserve food material, and one more is monitor. Monitor also present in the brown algae. They are also called as Pyophyceae. And in the red algae, the reserve food material which is present is called as Chloridian starch. So that is the right answer. Red algae. In the red algae, we find the reserve food material that is called as Chloridian starch. Okay, and green algae we discussed already. It is in the form of the starch. Okay, so you should know all the different kinds of the reserve food material. And now the question, it came from the fungi. The fungal mycelium organized into loosely woven tissue is called. So there are actually fungal organisms. They have the body, their body is in the form of the mycelium in the filamentous form. That filaments, the body which is formed by the filaments is called as mycelium. Here, this mycelium, it is loosely woven. Sometimes they may form a tissue-like structure. A tissue-like structure which is formed by the loosely woven tissue. It appears in the form of the tissue by the loosely woven threads like filaments. It is called as rosenchyma. It is the right answer. And another option is given as parenchyma. Actually, parenchyma is the tissue which is present in the plants, not in the fungi. And sclerenchyma, it is also a tissue present in the plants, not in the fungi. And cholenchyma is also a tissue present only in the plants, not. So that is the right answer. So now I close with this 11 questions. Next time we'll discuss other questions. Now I want one of you to unmute, and if you have any questions,